Netflix has no traditional project managers. Let that sink in for a moment. One of the most successful companies in the world, operating in one of the most competitive industries, running complex technology and content production at massive scale, has eliminated the role that we've been told is essential to organizational success. How do they do it? And what can the rest of us learn from their approach? The answer lies in a phrase that Netflix uses constantly: context, not control. Traditional organizations operate through control. Managers tell people what to do. Approval chains ensure compliance. Processes constrain behavior. The assumption is that without control, chaos ensues. Netflix operates through context. Instead of telling people what to do, they ensure people have the information they need to figure out what to do themselves. Instead of approval chains, they provide clear, strategic priorities that guide decisions. Instead of constraining processes, they trust talented people to find the best path. The result is an organization that coordinates without coordinators. Let me break down how this actually works in practice. First, radical transparency. At Netflix, strategy documents are published internally before they are announced externally. All teams have access to real-time metrics and dashboards. Financial data, performance data, strategic plans, everything that leadership knows, the broader organization knows too. Think about what this eliminates. No more status meetings to share information that could be on a dashboard. No more cascading communications where messages get distorted at each level. No more information hoarding that creates power imbalances. No more project managers serving as information brokers between teams. When everyone has the same information, you don't need someone to share it. Second, decisions in memos, not meetings. Netflix has a strong culture of written communication. Major decisions are documented in detailed memos that explain the reasoning, the alternatives considered, and the expected outcomes. These memos are shared broadly and open for comment. This does several things. It forces clarity. You can't hide fuzzy thinking in a well-written memo the way you can in a rambling meeting. The discipline of writing forces precision. It creates asynchronous coordination. People can read and respond on their own time, rather than needing everyone in the same room at the same moment. It creates a record. Decisions and their rationale are preserved. New team members can understand why things are the way they are. The organization builds institutional memory. It eliminates meeting overhead. When decisions are made in writing, you don't need to schedule 6 executives for a 2-hour discussion. You send the memo, gather feedback, make the call. Third, trust with accountability. Netflix trusts teams to make trade-offs within clear constraints. They don't micromanage how work gets done. They set clear outcomes and let teams figure out the path. But this trust comes with accountability. Netflix is famous for the keeper test. Would the manager fight to keep this person if they were leaving? If not, the person gets a generous severance package and moves on. This creates an environment of high performers who don't need oversight. You don't need project managers to make sure people are doing their work, when everyone is motivated, capable, and aligned. Let me tell you what this looks like from an employee's perspective. An engineer at Netflix doesn't have weekly status meetings with a project manager. They don't fill out timesheets. They don't get approval for technical decisions from someone who doesn't understand the technology. Instead, they have access to dashboards showing what the company is trying to achieve. They read strategy memos explaining why certain priorities matter. They talk directly with colleagues in other teams when coordination is needed. When they need to make a decision, they have the context to make a good one. When they make a mistake, they learn from it and adjust. When they succeed, the impact is visible in the metrics everyone can see. Engineers spend time engineering. Product people spend time on product strategy. No one spends time coordinating. Now, I can already hear the objections. That works for Netflix because they hire the best talent. That works for a tech company, but not for my industry. That works at their scale, but not at ours. Let me address these. Yes, Netflix hires carefully and pays well, But here's the thing. The context not control model makes it possible to attract and retain top talent. High performers don't want to be micromanaged. They want autonomy and impact. Netflix model provides that. The talent density isn't just a prerequisite for the model, it's a result of the model. Yes, Netflix is a tech company, but the principles aren't industry specific. Transparency can work anywhere. Written decisions can work anywhere. Trust with accountability can work anywhere. The implementation details differ, but the principles transfer. Yes, Netflix has scale, but the model actually works better at scale than traditional coordination. As organizations grow, coordination overhead grows exponentially in traditional models. In context-based models, it grows linearly or not at all. The real objection, the one people rarely voice directly, is this. If we operated like Netflix, what would our project managers do? And the honest answer is something different, something more valuable. Netflix didn't eliminate the need for organizational intelligence. They eliminated the need for human information brokers. Someone still needs to define what outcomes the organization is pursuing. Someone still needs to design the systems that enable transparency. Someone still needs to make judgment calls when values conflict or situations are unprecedented. These are higher value activities than scheduling meetings and updating project plans. And they are the activities that former project managers can evolve into. There are lessons here that don't require becoming Netflix. First, examine your information architecture. How much of your coordination overhead exists because information isn't transparent? What if everyone could see what leadership sees? What meetings would become unnecessary? Second, document decisions. Start requiring written rationale for important decisions. You'll be surprised how much meeting time disappears when decisions move to documents. Third, define context, not tasks. Instead of telling people what to do, help them understand what the organization is trying to achieve and why. Trust them to figure out how. Fourth, measure outcomes, not activities. Stop tracking whether people attended meetings or submitted reports. Track whether the organization is achieving its goals. Netflix proves something important. The coordination overhead we've accepted as inevitable is actually a choice. A different architecture produces different results. In the next episode, we'll look at Spotify, another organization that redesigned how work coordinates. Their squad model took a different approach than Netflix, and it's worth understanding what worked, what didn't, and what we can learn from both successes and struggles.